Two. Mendel, this is Bunim.
Good morning. Our heart is with our soldiers in Israel.
Amen.
And we hope that no more casualties, not in Nefesh and not in Guf, and in this war in Israel. And this session is going to be
merit of the people of Israel, especially the soldiers of Israel,
for the captives.
Israel, for the captives,
For the
they should be
captives.
safe, and for the families also of those who were taken. There should be no more, not captives, not casualties, not injuries.
Amen.
Right. Now recap.
Yeah.
Quick recap. There were two basic points we made last time. One, learning Torah makes your prayers will be accepted.
Yes,
that's one.
To go up, basically.
Two is the Jewish people, right? The grace of the Jewish people. We had a whole conversation figuring out the word chen. Grace is the best word. The grace of the Jewish people,
grace and charm,
and the charm, and meaning also ultimately the influence of the Jewish people. That is their job to teach the world about Hashem Echad, about one God.
Yeah,
it's fallen. Right? Why? Because of our sins, it's fallen.
It's fallen, yeah. And the way to uplift it again is through Torah.
To reclaim the Jewish mojo is through Torah study.
As the short that they did last week.
Okay, and now we continue with the second paragraph.
כי איש הישראלי צריך תמיד להסתכל בהשכל של כל דבר ולקשר עצמו אל החוכמה והשכל שיש בכל דבר. Basically, the Israeli person basically is talking about. Back then, there was no Israel country when he wrote that. He meant a Jewish person. He needs always to look on the. It doesn't work.
And the intellect.
The brains.
The intellect. Yeah, the brain. By the way, that's what it means.
The
translation is the brains. You look at the brains. In English, it's intellect, into the ideas of the thing, the concepts, the intellect. But it means the intellect. It means the function. He has to use his brain to look into everything.
No, he needs to.
So he has to look at the
He needs to look at
the wisdom in each thing, at the
what stands behind the thing, like the depth,
like the logic,
the
logic,
the logic of that's great. Basically, you need to look at the logic of every single thing and connect yourself to the smartness and the logic that is in everything. So let's say I'll take it for a very, very simple thing, even though it goes in even to toilet paper and everything, but I'll take it something that easy to explain. It's the davening.
Right.
Like don't just stand there and daven. Look at the pure shamilas. It's like the logic of each word.
What's the meaning of
what I'm saying? And this is how you basically take and this is how you basically will be able to connect yourself to the logic of that stands behind those words and everything.
No,
but it's even
he's talking about straight up science. For example, when we say in the davening, Hashem returned my neshama to me. Wait a second, time out. Just other words. No, wait a second. Here I was. I'm a dead body, right? Every body that ourselves that, right? And he returned my neshama that I'm alive now. Think about it a second.
Yeah, but even the simple atoms.
Right.
This house is standing. How does it stand?
Right.
What's the connection? Oh, they put a brick on top of a brick.
Right.
There is
and how is every atom coming into be? And
so you can relate yourself with stuff the same way I'm standing bone on bone. The house is basically, maybe I'm making a little.
No, I think it's also it could be a house, it could be a person,
it could be anything.
And he says the kol davar, every single thing we have to think about how it comes out.
כדי שיעיר לו השכל שיש בכל דבר להתקרב להשם יתברך על ידי אותו הדבר. Basically, so through all of this logic and connection to do stuff, not connection to stuff, basically through the logic of everything, you will be able to connect to Hashem because you be like, wow.
This Hashem made this thing. Yeah. And not only that, and then it goes a step further is, wait a second, this thing is made by Hashem and put here in this world. How am I using it to serve him?
Yep.
What's the connection between every object and my service of God?
כדי שיעיר לו השכל שיש בכל דבר להתקרב להשם יתברך על ידי אותו הדבר. Basically, so he will basically give him enlightenment, right?
Yeah.
Enlightenment, that the logic of everything to help him get closer to Hashem. כי השכל הוא אור גדול, הוא מאיר לו בכל דרכיו. Because of the logic and the brains, the logic is a big light that can enlighten you in every way. Basically, you get stuck in the forest.
Right.
If you use your logic, a straight logic, and you understand the situation, the logic can light you the path to find your ways, right?
100%.
So basically, if you lose your straight brain without all the, chiras and trying to without logic, okay,
without outsmarting yourself.
This is a tree. Right now, it's a tree. It could become a desk.
Right.
But it doesn't make it a desk.
It can become schach, it can become a sukkah.
But right now, it's a tree.
It's a tree right now.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing also is in terms of the light, or the light of the seichel is, first of all, its power, simply speaking, is also, we think about it, the neshama enters the body through the brain.
Right.
And then from the brain, that's why our body works that way, that from our brain, it then sends signals to our hands and all this thing. So the closest thing to our neshama that's beyond our existence, that's beyond our physicality, is the light of the neshama in our brain, is the closest thing to how it is before it comes into our body. So it's a great light. It's the closest thing in our body to spirituality.
Mm-hmm. And
that's why it's a great light, and that's why it does that.
Because I don't know if you know it, but the brain doesn't feel pain. If somebody gets operated on the table, and the brain,
but your brain's not hurting, your hand is hurting.
No. If somebody they do
operate on the brain, there's no, you don't
do anesthesia.
Right.
You don't feel it.
Which is very funny because even when you get cut in your hand, it's because of your brain you're feeling that pain, but you're feeling it in your hand, not in your brain.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like this, because the brain is a higher
spirituality thing.
There you go. It could be
interesting. Yeah. And by the way, whoever said, "Oh, but I have a headache," is because of the crumb. How do you say?
It's the membrane on top.
Membrane
of it. And it's also you have little tendons and things like that tighten up.
So basically, it doesn't like pressure.
Yeah.
And the brain can expand and shrink. So usually a headache is going to be when the brain expands
and it's pushing against.
And it's basically it's a sign of missing minerals. So basically, go drink some water.
Right.
Anyway. כמו שכתוב, הוא מאיר לו בכל דרכיו. Basically, it's basically lighting you the whole way. Basically, the brain is a big light, and it's lighting you all the ways. כמו שכתוב, חוכמת אדם תאיר פניו. Basically, a smart person is light. His face will light.
Yeah.
Will be lit.
Will be lit up. Yeah.
Lit up. Whatever. I don't know if it's light up more of like.
It's like it will create light more, or
it's more of like. ופני משה קרנו.
Like glowing.
קרן.
But in Moshe's case, it actually was bullet.
There's midrashim who said that, but basically I think it's more of like the chen.
Right. Like in other words,
like more of like
it's like when you see somebody who looks healthy or happy or something, and you say,
you're like, oh wow,
you see a chassan, right? You see a groom, right? And you say, wow, you're glowing. Okay, he's not glowing. He's not, it's not radiant, but he's glowing.
Yeah.
He's glowing, so it's this kind of thing. And why is he glowing? It's because he has a chaim that's from his joy or whatever.
Yes.
So yeah.
So it's kind of light, but it's more
so
like
the chachma the wisdom will make the face shine, which connects back to the idea that he said that the chen that we lost, we get it back through learning Torah.
וזה בחינת יעקב, כי יעקב זכה לבכורה שהוא ראשית, שהוא בחינת חוכמה. כמו שכתוב, ראשיש חוכמו.
Right. ראשיש חוכמה יש השם.
And this is basically on the same concept, Prinas's concept?
Yeah.
On the same concept of Yaakov. Why? Because Yaakov, he was the Bechor. He won the
Bechor is the firstborn. So that means he's the first.
But he bought it.
Fine, but he was, but he got it. He bought it, but he got it. So.
Yes. שהוא ראשית, שהוא בחינת חוכמה. Basically, he was the first one, Reishis, basically from Lashon Reishis. Even though he was twin, right? There is still like.
But he was the first. In other words, meaning when he got the firstborn rights, what's the rights that he got? He got the rights of the first. What does that mean? So it's chachma, wisdom is called the first.
Yes.
And actually, one of the reasons it's also called the first is within the brain. When the neshama comes into the brain, it comes into the right brain first, which is the brain of chachma. That's the first, and not just in the brain. That's a allegory for everything. In other words, when you have in the worlds, and you have chachma being you have all the different spheres of the world.
Right.
In each place, in each world, in each level, in each thing, the first coming in of godly light
is
chachma.
Yes.
So that's why it's for the chachma is the first called rashis first.
וזה בחינס, ויקבני זה פעמיים. That he held me back twice, that what Targum Uncle says. וחכמני. Basically, he outsmarted me.
He outsmarted me. Right.
Even in there, he already was outsmarting me.
Right.
וזה בחינת שמש. כי השכל הוא מאיר לו בכל דרכיו כמו השמש. I didn't get that.
Right. So the it's like the sun that the intellect is like the sun that it lights.
Oh,
the way
because it's light the way for him. It's b'chinas shemesh because it's a light. The sun basically lights all our ways, right?
Yeah.
כמו השמש. כי השכל הוא מאיר לו. Oh, he says it.
Yeah.
וזה בחינת שמש. Why? כי השכל הוא מאיר לו בכל דרכיו because of the logic and the brains basically lighting up all of the days just like the sun כמו השמש. וזה בחינת ואורח צדיקים כאור נוגה הולך, ואור עד נכון היום. Basically, in Mishle it says that the orach, how do you say it in English? The way?
Like the travels or the ways, the ways of
the manners.
Whether it's
Orach hayim, like how
the ways of ways.
Orach hayim, lifestyle.
It's like it's sort of like derech, but it's not like a physical like a walking.
Lifestyle is also
it's a way. Yeah.
You have a way of living, lifestyle.
Yeah.
I think.
In this case, I mean, like the
lifestyle. I think
like the way they act, the mannerisms. Yeah.
כאור נוגה הולך ואור עד נכון היום. Basically, the manners of tzaddikim, it's like or noga. It's like
right.
It's higher. Or noga is higher than the sun, right?
I think so.
So it's like or noga, and it keeps going. ואור עד נכון היום. And basically, until today, the light of the tzaddikim
it keeps
to. וזה בחינת חטא. חייס. לשון חיות, כי החוכמה והשכל הוא החיות של כל דבר. כמו שכתוב, החוכמה תחיה.
חייס, הוא מדבר כאילו כמו האות, like the letter חץ. This is the letter חץ, okay.
Yeah.
Which חץ is חץ.
Chen, from chen. No.
Oh, he's talking about the חץ of chen.
Yeah.
No, but ches is chiyus. Ches is ches yud saf, and chiyus, meaning to enliven, is the same root. Is also ches yud with a vav and then saf. So it's.
But he's talking about. He's talking about next.
Right, that's the ches, right?
Ches of the chen.
So
he's taking apart the chen.
Right. So this is the word we said was grace. So grace is made out of a ches and a nun. So the ches in grace is like liveliness.
But basically, the chayus of that is the chachma and the sechel. Basically, the smartness and the logic behind thing. This is the chayus.
Right.
That everything basically without logic, you want to have without. I could build a table. It will fall apart once I sit on it. I shouldn't sit on the table though.
No, shouldn't. See, now you know why. Because you sit on it, it'll fall.
But if you put,
you make a good one, you can.
Okay, forget about me sitting on it. Like a table, you put a good korban pesach on it.
Yeah, and
if you didn't do it with a logical, smart way of construct, like structural way, it will collapse under the weight of a lamp.
I'll give you another more like a different sort of example on this.
Yes,
that's not so physical, but let's say communism, capitalism, all these countries, all these things. What's their life force? What keeps them alive?
You really want to argue about stuff.
Is the ideas, right?
Yeah.
In other words, as soon as you lose the ideas, countries fall. When do these places fall apart? When people stop believing in the communism, they stop believing in their ideas. So it's in any sort of thing like this in these countries, in religions and all these things. It's in this case we're talking about religion. We're talking the Jewish religion. No, we're talking the Jewish religion. What's the chayis of the Jewish religion is also the ideas which the idea.
But what do you see it in there?
No, well the ideas is what's the ideas of Judaism? It's called the Torah.
Right.
The Torah is the chachma. It's Hashem's. Now the only difference is that in capitalism and all these things
you need to believe in that too.
No, but also in communism and capitalism, it's not different. It's human chachma. It's human ideas. In our case, it's not our own ideas; it's his ideas.
Yes, but with your idea about the communism and stuff, you need the people to actually believe in it to continue.
In Judaism,
you don't need. You don't need
sort of you do.
No, you don't.
You need the Jewish people. Without the Jewish people, there's no Torah. There
was before the Jewish people was Torah,
but it was only because there was going to be a Jewish people.
Okay.
So in theory, you're right, but it could be. But it's
when you have a truth, it doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. It's a fact.
Right. No, the idea is there. The idea is there. It's just it's more a matter of it's not so fun to have an idea with nobody to share it with.
Oh, okay,
so the Eibishter, that's why he wanted the Jewish people, right? He wanted the Jewish people so he could share his ideas with somebody.
Yes. Okay, next the noon. Let's explain the noon now of the chen. אך מחמת שהוא השכל גדול מאוד, אי אפשר לזכות עליו, כי אם על ידי בחינת נון, שהוא בחינת מלכות. Basically, but because of the light of the logic and the brain is so big that you cannot even comprehend. Yeah. Comprehend. Yeah. Comprehend.
But in this case, the skotla means you can't merit it. You can't. You're not gonna be able to receive it. It's light that's too great to be received.
But only on the other part of the chiyus of chen, that it's noon. שהיא בחינת מלכות. The noon is בחינת מלכות, and he's going to explain why. כמו שכתוב, לפי שמש ינון שמו. Basically, that we said the sun is basically the chet. Basically, the sun is the chokhmah. Yunun shmo. Lifnei shemesh yunun shmo. Before the sun, you need to have the yunun shmo, basically.
Right. So that's even higher than what is before.
ופירוש רש"י, רש"י תהילים.
לשון מלכות.
לשון מלכות, וזה בחינת לבנה, כהלבנה, אין לה אור מעצמה. כי היא מה שמקבלת מהשמש. Oh, basically,
this is why the moon doesn't have its own light. It's just when we see the moon is the moon isn't shining. We're seeing a reflection of the sun. Right.
So you can only the chokhmah can only shine by reflecting from malchus.
No, it's the other way around. The sun, we said, is chokhmah. Right?
Exactly.
The sun is chokhmah. The moon, the moon is malchus. Which, by the way, what malchus means kingship. Okay, but it's Chachma is the top of the 10 spheres, is the first one. Malchus is the last of the 10 spheres. And the way it works is Chachma is the first place where it comes in. Malchus is the other way around. It's where it gives over to the next level. So the Malchus, just like a king, right?
Yes.
And what Malchus is in a person, it's speech. It's the letters of speech and thought that you can't. How do I give anything over to you? How do we? If I want to give you an idea, I can't send you a Chachma. I can only give you malchus. I can only give you words.
Yes.
But then through the words,
you can get the chokhmah.
Not just that.
It's not only the chokhmah is the only thing who can power out the brains. Is the only thing who can power out the words.
Well, with no brain, you have no words.
I mixed up the names before, but this is what I meant when I said it before.
Yeah. So the moon
and he keeps explaining it.
But the moon doesn't have its own light.
Right.
Okay. The same thing. Right. If your brain, you don't have a brain. So what do you I'm not saying nothing because there's no light coming from my brain. All the words can do is reflect the thoughts from the brain.
So you're telling me my baby doesn't say nothing?
No, by the way, it's not a joke. That's why, because he hasn't yet his vessels have not yet developed his
chokhmah is still there, but the chokhmah wait. The chokhmah is there.
Oh yeah.
But he cannot power it because it's too big for him to cooperate until the malchus arrives.
Right.
And the malchus can reflect.
And by the way, really, the malchus is there. Really, the malchus is there. The problem is that in a baby, his vessels, right, the kelim, can't yet deal with that light. Right. So like the chachmas, I'll give you an example. When your kid sees you, he knows exactly you.
My daughter keeps reaching out for me to pick her up. She doesn't understand how to say it.
Not just that. She can't explain to somebody that you're her father. Not only that, she may not be able to explain to herself that you're her father. She doesn't know what father means.
But she
doesn't know what, there's a mother and a father, but she knows you.
Yeah.
So the chachma is there. The chachma is you.
Exactly.
And then the malchus is, I'm going to explain to somebody, well, this is my father and he takes care of me and he loves me.
Yeah.
That's malchus. Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
All right. וזה בחינת לבונה כלבונה אין לה אור מעצמה, כי היא מה שמקבלת מהשמש, וזה בחינת מלכות, דלת לה מגר מכלום.
Right. Malchus doesn't have
nothing, אלא מה שמקבלת מן החטא, שהיא בחינת חוכמה, בחינת שמש. Basically, the Malchus, from her own, they have nothing. All their thing that they could go, it's what she's getting from the chet. Basically, the noon is getting from the chet. That this is b'chinas chokhmah. That the noon is basically, the ches is basically b'chinas chokhmah. Yeah. That b'chinas shemesh. Basically, and through the reflection of the getting of the levana from the chokhmah, through the reflection, the malchus from the chokhmah, the malchus getting the height,
getting all that light. Yeah. Now, the way this connects is very simple, because remember what he's talking about here is that the chen the grace of the Jewish people, it's fallen down.
Why?
And
Because
you get
it's
it back,
disconnected.
and you get it back how? Through Torah.
Yes.
What's the connection? Why do you get it back there? Because chen, what powers grace? Ches and nun.
Yes.
The Chachma and Malchus, which is the thinking and giving over of Torah.
Yeah. And
but
מי שאינו מקשר עצמו אל השכל והחוכמה והחיות שיש בכל דבר, but הוא
does not connect himself.
He who has not.
Yeah, he who. Who's he who? He who has not connected himself
to the logic and the smartness and the liveliness that it's in everything. זה בחינת היסוד. שביזה זה הבחורה. That he was like, what do I even need it? Right. Give me some food in my mouth. I'll lay down. You right. Put the lentils in your mouth.
How do you say biz? Like he scorned like
disrespected it.
He disrespected what the firstborn portion, meaning he disrespected. So Yaakov, we said, had the chachma. He fought to get the chachma.
What's the next level of disrespect? Disrespect is a little bit more.
I don't know. Total disrespect.
No.
Bizbez is like he completely
bizarre.
Like labuz or whatever, like he completely I don't know what the English translation is for it.
But disrespect in a disregarding way.
Yeah, completely in other words,
he disregarded it.
Right, in a way of worthless, of like making it considering it worthless.
Yeah. In a way, it's what Hamas did to our people.
Yeah.
Right now. Bizayon.
Bizayon, yeah.
All right.
So
כמו שכתוב, in חמש בראשיס, ויבז עשו וסבחרם. Yeah, we're going to learn it really soon.
Yeah, it's coming up.
דהיינו, השכל. He disrespected the logic behind stuff. He's like, but I want.
Right. All right, exactly. That was Esav. I want. Wait a second, but it's not good for you. It's gonna make you. It's not good for your father. It's not. I want it.
Yeah. כנ"ל, בחינת לא יחפוץ כסיל בתבונה כי אם בהתגלות ליבו. Oh, wow. Mishlei said it.
Yeah.
That a ksil, somebody who doesn't have chachma.
Like a fool.
Yeah. He will not want tvuna. Tvuna is
it's like it's a hard one to but he doesn't want understanding. He doesn't want
somebody in the English dictionary to bring some more English words.
Yes, bina, yes, tvuna is a bina shebe bina. It's like but it's a logic. Bina is the there's the chachma, which is the idea.
Yeah.
And bina is the explanations of the idea, is the how the idea comes into explanation.
But it comes to talking about people.
He's saying here he doesn't want the intellect.
You have smartness. You have smartness that you worked for it. You went to school, and you have tuna. It's something that it comes directly.
It's more grasping and understanding the chachma.
Yeah.
It's how the idea
wisdom.
of the chachma comes down. Yeah, wisdom.
Tuna is wisdom.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or like understanding even.
It's wisdom. It's like wisdom. It's not something that wisdom. It's something that it's within you. It's not something you learn. Yeah. You cannot learn wisdom.
But tavuna you can work on.
Yes.
In other words,
tavuna is wisdom.
It's how you grasp. No, but the wisdom you work on wisdom. You don't just have wisdom.
But it's not. No, you do have wisdom. You wisdom is like, oh, this is right. This is wrong. It's coming from your wisdom.
Fine, but
it doesn't want the wisdom.
No.
Only from what is like instinct. Like I want an AR-15.
It's interesting how he puts it. He wants a revelation of his heart.
Yeah.
Meaning he wants to experience
and this is
what he's drawn to, his emotions.
And this is basically Esav that he disrespected the wisdom and the logic and stuff. And only what he wants. And this is basically the malchus of evil.
So interesting. Before we were talking about the malchus of kedusha,
yeah,
which that's a malchus that comes from where it comes from. Only as it has bittul, it's nullified, and it's only reflecting what the chachma, right? And then you have so that's right. So that's a proper kingdom.
Yeah.
And then you have an evil kingdom
that is just like
want right. It's without that doesn't want
Levana de Sitra Achres. Basically, this is the moon of the Sitra Achres of the Satan. שעלה נאמר וחפרו הלבון על ישעיהו. ישעיהו, yeah. וזה בחינת יצר טוב ויצר הרע. See, this is the
So
basic.
it turns out the good king and the bad king is both not, he's over there and he's over there.
It's all in there. Yes.
All inside it.
כי היצר טוב נקרא מסכן וחכם. Basically, יצר טוב, he's like, he's a נבח.
מסכן, like a נבח, like,
but he's a
yeah.
smart נבח.
Right, yeah.
בחינת מלכוס.
How do you say misken in English? It's like somebody who's like you feel bad for. It's like misken. He's like it's funny. English is such a poor language.
I think
sure
even the guy in
misken, they call him misken.
I understand what's nebach means.
Right, nebach. Yeah, nebach understands. Like you know.
בחינת מלכוס, שהיא בחינת ענייה ודלה. Basically, and because
right. So malchus, which is the last level, and it's poor, right? And
it says misken
v'chacham
missing koeles. That what it does? The bchinas malchus, she bchinas aniyah v'dalo.
Why? Why is it?
Why? Because the less time megam eklum. Because
we know the moon is malchus. The moon doesn't have to give from itself.
Ki ma shemekabel es michochme. Only what she's getting from the
intellect. That's what. In other words, malchus is expression. So expression is not its own thing. I'm expressing something. Only what I'm expressing from the intellect, that's all I have. From without intellect, there's no expression. And in fact, not only can't you say something stupid, without thinking, you can't even say nothing. You have to have intellect in order at least some intellect.
Oh, the amount of stuff I said without thinking. Oh man.
No, it's not the amount of stuff you say without thinking, it's the amount of stuff you say without controlling your thinking. There's a difference. In other words, you can let your thoughts be what they're gonna be and let the thoughts go and take their own thing. Or it's wait a second. I have my thoughts, just like my words. I have to try to control my words. It's the same thing. If I'm going to control my words, you have to control your thought, because if you're going to say everything that comes in on your mind, not just that. Remember, if you're going to say everything that's in your brain, you won't be able to make words.
Yeah, it goes too fast.
You can see, and sometimes there's people who have to like they have to take lessons to slow almost like to sync their brain and their mouth.
Yeah,
because they're talking, and it could be either the brain is behind, depending on who, either the brain is behind, because in other words, either the mouth is too fast or the brain is too fast.
Either they need to slow down their talking, either they need to fast it up.
Right, something one way. You got to sink it in to make it. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yetzer
hara נקרא מלך זקן וכסיל.
Yeah.
This is his name. So basically they are both malchus. Over here, the Yetzer Tov is a misken v'chacham, like he's a nabach, and this is all.
Wait, that's the Yetzer Hara.
Wait, the Yetzer Tov is misken v'chacham.
Okay, so the
Yetzer Hara is a
good
melech
inclination is a, what do you say, is a nabach and
it's a smart nabach.
Right.
But the Yetzer Hara is a melech zaken
the old and foolish. That's what it says they call it. The Betzalel always, whenever he talks about Yetzer Hara, he calls him the old and foolish king.
Yeah,
that's what he calls him. See,
Bchinas Malchus the Sitra Achre. It's not.
You see, Betzalel and Rabbi Nachman also. Wait, where do you think Kehelas got it from? Rabbi Nachman.
No, Rabbi Nachman was the Chiddush.
Yeah, right, exactly.
The Neshama Chadasha.
Right, so because they couldn't.
What he says.
Yeah.
בחינת מלכות דסתרא אחרא שאינו חפץ בחוכמה ושכל. בחינת לא יחפוץ כסיל בתבונה.
Right, a fool doesn't want understanding. He doesn't
basically
want
the Sitra Achre Malchus from the Samachtes, that he doesn't wish for smartness and logic.
Right.
Of the same concept that he says lo yachpotz ksil betvuna, that a foolish guy doesn't really want having any insights or smartness. וכולו, כנ"ל, וצריך כל אחד ליתן כוח לבחינת מלכות הקדושה להתגבר על מלכות דסתרא אחרא. And each person needs to give, each individual need to empower,
right,
for the bchina of malchus dekdusha.
So you have to basically power the holy king,
and
to take over the old and foolish king.
Yes, and this is and we can discuss it in what's going now in the war. That you have the good people who are just trying to be in peace and stuff, and you have the people who are trying to terrorize, or it can even be in each of in our heart, in our individuality, and it can be even in a community, and it can be even in a relationship. In each individual, you need to empower the good intentions.
what's interesting is that you brought up the war now with this idea. Look at, for example, whether it's the media or different countries or different these people protesting and this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you can see clearly the old and foolish king and the Nebuch and smart king.
And
because the old and foolish
and
king,
each one have followers to try to empower them.
But I'll give you a perfect example of this thing. You have these people, and they're like, oh, they're right, and they're holding signs, and by the way, they're very liberal, they're about tolerance. Oh, free Palestine, they're supporting Hamas, and well, Hamas had to wait a second. Like these, do you know what Hamas would do to you if you went there?
Oh,
it doesn't make no sense.
Absolutely.
In other words, all the people who have the liberal tendencies. Hamas doesn't.
But they're all worshiping the same God, the God of hate.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of layers.
But you see, but look what they're doing. What are they doing? They're getting out there and they're expressing. They're using Malchus, right? But they're using Malchus without a good intellect behind it.
It's Malchus
right. So therefore, it doesn't have an intellect behind it.
But the depthness of that is that you have the Sitrache. You have soldiers.
Right.
You have people who try to empower him. You have followers.
Right.
You have some followers who are I shouldn't say that, right? Trends and
no, that's I say it all the time. It's true. So you have, but this proves the point. What I'm saying is when you have, for example, when you have.
But
no.
What you're saying?
Let's forget for a moment what Judaism thinks about this.
What you're saying is that those people don't even they're supporting someone that they don't even know they're going to kill them.
Right.
But for them it doesn't matter because for them it's empowering.
Right.
This.
So what's happening is
the
point is what everybody's doing is expression, malchus. They're speaking words.
Right.
Oh, Israel should this or Hamas this. So this is all expression. Now the question is your expression connected to a logic? To a solid state of logic of look at these people and they killed people, they're gonna go kill more people, we have to stop them? Or is it connected to what the heart wants? So a lot of these people, they're guided by the emotional thing. Because why? Because free Palestine, this idea sparks an emotion in them of freedom fighters and this kind of thing. Wait a second, use your brain. They'll kill you before they'll kill the Jew.
Exactly. But they are empowered. They're not empowered by
because they're not empowered by Seichel, right? Yeah. So that's so it's just interesting when you brought it up thing. It's that whole
that's exactly what I'm talking about. And the same way you took it to the war, you can take it to anything. This is what I said.
That's what we're talking about. That's right. The Seichel of Torah is a place.
He said in general,
in every single thing.
In every single thing, בכל דבר.
Yeah.
הוא מאיר לו בכל דרכיו.
Yeah.
No, what he said? Oh, בשכל של כל דבר.
So yeah, and the intellect.
הוא לקשר עצמו לחוכמה והשכל שיש בכל דבר, because it can be connected to each individual thing.
Right.
In
every single
aspect
thing,
of your life.
Whether and here's the interesting thing. It's not even physical things. It's because
everything.
It's anything in space or time. So you have any event, any item, any person, all of these things.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. כמו שאמרו אותנו זכר, וצריך כל אחד ליתן כוח לבחינת מלכות הקדושה, להתגבר על מלכות הסטרה אחרת. Basically, you need to empower the kingdom.
This is important. This is a key point, is that you have the kingdom of good and the kingdom of evil, and each person needs to give power to and these are both inside you. Yeah. And you're the one who can give power to one or the other, and each person needs to give power to the kingdom of good within him.
For the kedusha, basically.
Yeah, to overpower the other
כמו
side.
שאמרו רבותינו זיכרונם לברכה, לעולם ירגיז אדם יצר טוב על יצר הרע, ועל ידי מה? על יצר רע. Basically,
a person should yargiz, like you should get him get him angry over, get him angry about, get him excited over, get him right. Like what's in social.
Forever, a person should always tease the yetzer hara. Tease him.
Right. You should cause the yetzer tov to tease the yetzer hara.
Yes. לעולם ירגיז אדם יצר טוב על יצר הרע, ועל ידי מה נותן כוח, ועל ידי מה? And through what you're giving, through what you're empowering the מלכות הקדושה, על ידי התורה שהוא עוסק בכוח, through learning Torah, as we do now
with excitement,
with spice.
Yeah, spice, not spite, spice. Even with spite sometimes.
Not spike, spice.
Spike Torah. That'll be a different podcast, Spike Torah.
Yeah. He's gonna do that one. Wait, it's not the podcast you're already doing?
Well, it's a sub. It's what do they call it when they a spin-off.
Oh, a spin-off.
Yeah.
כמו שאמרו רבותינו זיכרונם לברכה שם, לעולם ירגיז, basically in ברוכס, אי אוזל מוטה, ואם לא, ויעסק בתורה. Basically, if he could, if he managed to spike the Yetzirah on the
he managed to get him,
good. Otherwise, if he's not managing, go sit down and learn some Torah, and that's going to take care of it. כמו שאמרו רבותינו זיכרונם לברכה, כמו שאמרו רבותינו זיכרונם לברכה. Sometimes I need to slow down.
Great sages
Otherwise, you cannot understand what I'm saying.
Like our great sages said, our sages of blessed memory.
אם פגע בחום מנוול זה, משכהו לבית מדרש, לבית המדרש.
What's
מנוול?
How do you call it maneuver? It's like this. If this disgusting one,
yes.
If this disgusting one, if he attacks you, then drag him to the house of study.
Yes, the Beit HaMidrash, no, to the Beit Medrash.
Right.
People who want the understanding.
No, in case there are those who don't.
But
this is basic. We have a very wide audience, so we want to make sure that even the basic words.
You know they can see how much viewers you have, right?
Well, a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them, and it's not my mother on 17 computers, only on one of them.
17 mothers on one computer.
I'm not sure which is worse, 17 mothers on one computer or anyway.
See why we need to do it live.
Right, I know. Anyway, back to the text. So why? כי על ידי התורה.
התורה נותן כוח למלכות הקדושה, והאזי מקבל את המלכות שהיא בחינת נון. חיות מן החוכמה.
שהיא בחינת חטא.
שהיא בחינת חטא. ונתחבר ונתקשר החטא והנון. Basically, if this bad person, basically it's a
right.
Meaning
the bad inside of you, the evil inclination, if you want to call it. But
okay, the evil
meaning
inclination.
it's the kingdom of evil inside of you, the old and foolish king inside of you. So if he's attacking, so you have to schlep him to the
I don't know. I just got it.
Why?
I got it in light.
Yeah.
Inside.
Yeah, inside. Yeah.
Inside.
And inside is in light.
Yetzer is a creator. It's coming from the shorish of creator.
Yeah, meaning
Yetzer,
the creator of
good,
the creator of
evil.
But who's that? They're both you.
They're both
You're the creator of it. Oh,
so whoever, what are you? Are you going to be a good person or a bad person? Is depends on who you letting empowering in yourself.
Right.
And you said the creator of bad.
Not only that, that's who's going to do it. You're going to either create good by your actions.
But yes,
you're going to create good or bad.
What's influencing you to be a bad or to be
the creator inside of you? There's a creator of good and bad inside of you.
Yes,
and that's these two kings that are in war. So if you learn Torah, then what happens? Then you're making so that the nun in grace, the chen, right, is grace. So the nun, the second letter, you're allowing it to receive from the ches. You're allowing the kingdom to receive from the chachma. And like we know, what's the difference between the good king and the bad king?
Yes,
the good king receives from the intellect, and the bad king wants to only what I want. And
now we.
Okay. So by learning Torah, you make the connection that that it should become the kingdom of the good, because it's pulling from because the Torah makes that you're pulling it from the intellect.
And you need to keep remembering that no matter what happens around you, you need to be connected to the chachma of everything, because if you're not keep you calm and chachma, the Yetzirah or the Sitracha or the Malchus, the Sitracha is going to basically create chaos,
right? And
he thrives through chaos, because when chaos appears, people lose their calm and their logic. And they'll be like, they into chaos and like, oh, they said we need to do that.
Right. And what happens is they lose their connection.
Slow down. You need to keep your logic and chachma straight, even in
any emergency situation.
Keep
any argument, anything. You could always see it's when people freak out.
This is
when they lose their logic. That's when everything falls apart. Yes. Because even in the worst emergency, just the opposite. That's even more when you have to be focused, super hyper focused on what do we got to do here. The second you freak out, oh no, that's everything gets worse. So
basically,
it's called the
Musar from all of that. The main thing I'm taking out from
calm down
is like keep yourself connected to the logic and smartness of anything, and take it into every aspect of your day-to-day life. Yeah. Like you losing it. I don't know, something happens. But this is so practical. Emails, you need to answer emails. Slow down. Look at what's in front of you and use that in logic.
And not just, and even he just gave you he's giving us the ultimate what do you call it, like a life hack.
Yeah.
Okay, in your day, you're sitting in the middle of a day, and everything it's like
a blur.
it's falling apart. It's what's called why, because what's happening, and you're becoming emotional. You can't pick up a chumash, learn even just a few psukim with Rashi, learn Torah. The Torah will reconnect you. Take 5 minutes. 5 minutes and learn Torah.
Not even a joke.
Help you in
not
your
even
day.
a joke.
No, this is a practical.
Not even a joke. Me personally, I've been learning stuff like for the past year and stuff, and then the war came, right through Simchat Torah. You know, Chassidus doesn't really open a book in Simchat Torah, right?
Right.
But Simchat Torah happens, and what happens in Israel, and then I get entangled in the news and work and trying to. And I find myself not learning enough, and it also gives me a headache. And my head becomes a little bit heavy and stuff. It's because I'm so intense in the news, and then 2 days ago I woke up and I'm like, wait a second, I missed the all Chumash Reishis Shnai Mikra V'Chatarim, and this was able to pull me out of being connected to the news all day, and
which and it makes so much sense, because think about it.
And it keeps me calm,
if you're what do you call it? If you are let's say you're a country and there's another country you're at war with, and they have, let's say, a secret weapons or something that gives them an advantage, like SAM batteries. What's the first thing they try to do is take out these.
SAM batteries.
So what's the Yetzer Hara when he wants to try to overpower you? Where's he going to go? Take out the Torah learning, because that's what's defeating him. That's what the thing that defeats him is Torah learning. So
absolutely. Yeah.
But also that's in terms of good and evil. But even in terms of like you want to have a really good day. Which really they're connected, because a good day is a Torah day, but you want to have a good day, and and your life is your day. It's so hectic. It's called. Stop for 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
First of all, you can listen to us. It will definitely make your day. And
we don't know what it'll make it into, but it'll make it for sure.
And open a chumash, open a
something. Read a few words.
The best thing ever is, even if you don't learn every day. Ideally, you should learn every day. But even if you don't learn every day, you should have a book that you are connected to and you want to learn it by the order of the book, like from start. Even if you don't do it every day, you do it once a week, you do it whenever you feel like it. Open something and start from one side to another, because otherwise you don't accomplish much. You're just getting more chaos from Judaism stuff in your bed, and then you get a trauma. But I'm kidding.
No more trauma or drama. Either or. No trauma, no drama.
Finish this.
Yeah.
ונעשה אור לבנה כאורך חמה, וכשזה קם וזה נופל, אם מושכו לבית המקדש, כי על ידי התורה נותן כוח למלכות הקדושה, והזה מקבל את המלכות שהיא בחינת נון, חיות מן החוכמה, שהיא בחינת חטא, ונתחבר.
So we connect the chesed, and when we connect the sun and the moon,
ונעשה אור לבנה כאור החוכמה. וכשזה קם, זה נופל. Basically, when the Chachma gets up,
well, when the Malchus of the good gets up, then the Malchus of the evil falls down.
But there's only enough power to connect, to give enough energy to one Malchus. As the Levana says, you cannot have.
It's like, think about the kingdom of good and the kingdom of evil. They're over here and over here, but they're connected by like this.
A scale.
So if this one goes up, So if this goes up, this has to go down. It's always it can't be like this. It has to be like this.
Yes. You could see it in MMA.
Yeah. When this one gets up,
yes. ונעשה אור לבנה כאור החמה, וכשזה קם זה נופל, והזין נופל ונתבטל מלכות הרשע, כמו שכתוב, כי ישרים דרכי השם, צדיקים ילכו בם, ופושעים ייכשלו בם. Basically, the ways of God are
straight. Are the ways of Hashem. The tzaddikim will go in there
because they use the logic,
and the sinners will get tangled. Will get like
because they cannot understand. They're like, what are you straight up?
Right. But the point he's making here is the tzaddikim will go. And the Rishonim will be kosher.
Why? Because it's straight. Because the Tamim, the Simpleton, he sees a straight way.
Right.
He doesn't start to think, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen? Somebody's trying to outsmart me.
Right. So why you have to outsmart?
Yeah. So, and this is why the tzaddikim, according to my understanding from what he's saying, the tzaddikim, when you have the ways of God is straight. Everything is logic. Everything is. You can make sense of everything that he makes, that he says. Don't ask me questions. I don't have answers for everything, but everything can make sense, okay? But when a Russia comes and see, oh, it's straight up, it's like, wait a second.
No, there's got to be more.
Why? He sticks. He sticks. Sticks.
A
He
stick in
sticks
the
a
spoke.
stick
Yeah,
in his own leg.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
We call it a stick in the spokes. A spokes is like a bicycle.
Yeah.
Not a spokesman. It's somebody who puts the things in the bicycle.
Right. היינו על ידי דרכי השם, we said also, לתקוע מקל בגלגל. היינו בתורה, על ידי זה הצדיקים שדבקים במלכות הקדושה, הם מתחזקים ומקבלים כוח על ידי זה. Basically, on the ways of God.
Right. So it says the ways of God are straight. What is this ways of God? That's straight that the tzaddikim follow the Torah. Yeah.
על ידי זה הצדיקים שדבקים במלכות הקדושה, הם מתחזקים ומקבלים כוח על ידי זה. Basically, the tzaddikim who are actually sticking to the Malchus Kedusha,
the Holy Kingdom, yeah.
But this is by saying that, I shouldn't say it, but by saying that, it means there is tzaddikim who are not dvekim.
No, it just says that through the fact that what are tzaddikim? Tzaddikim, they follow, they cleave to the whole.
הצדיקים שדבקים במלכות הקדושה, הם מתחזקים ומקבלים כוח על ידי זה.
So they receive extra power.
ופושעים יקבלו,
so that's the sinners.
מבחינת היצר הרע שנופל ונכנע על ידי התורה.
So the Torah does it raises up those who follow its ways, and it brings down at the same time those who don't follow its ways get tripped up in it.
And through empower and through that you are going in the ways of God that is straight. The Malchus Haresha is falling through.
Yeah, so the evil kingdom falls and the
basically the only way, if you have a lot of thoughts like unholy thoughts and stuff like that, don't fight it. Direct, instead of focusing on fighting it, direct your energy to do good stuff. But
not only that, that's what it wants to do. It wants to fight.
It wants you to fight.
It wants to fight. Come on, let's fight. Now, let's get you nervous.
It's more than let's get you nervous. Let's waste your time here. Let's waste your time here. Right. So we will be like 1 hour of like back and forth, and maybe you win. Sometimes I win. Sometimes you win. But if you're like, okay, you know what? Whatever you want, I'm gonna open a book now. I'm gonna go have a good time with a friend, Fabring, and I'm gonna go sit with my wife for an hour in the evening. All your unholy thoughts will be like
gone. Yeah,
gone.
Now, I want to bring one interesting thing. People should know that learning Torah right now, not just for your own good, but like the Rebbeim spoke about the ideas of there's Geula Pratit and there's your personal redemption and there's the redemption of the world, but they're not two different things. The way you bring redemption to the world is through your personal redemption. And we know that our redemption is through learning of Torah. So it's not just a matter of I'm learning Torah because there's the good and evil kingdom within me, but there's also the good and evil kingdom out in the world. But they're interconnected. So by us learning Torah to raise our personal holy kingdom,
it's a one thing.
Right.
It's one thing.
It's cause and effect, really.
As Rabbi Nachman says, that Rabbi Nachman said that all the wars in the world, all the machlokas in the world, they're all empowering from the same mocker. If it's between countries, it's in between good and evil. If it's between friends, partners, business partners, neighbors, husband and wife, kids, families, everything are feeding from the same shorish. Like you should understand that your personal machlokas, it's the same, and the same as countries fighting.
Right. And vice versa, where we talk about, for example, sweetness, right? So we learn about the sweetness in a fruit and the sweetness of song, of music, and the sweetness of people to each other. Also, it all comes to the test of the kindness and which goes through the Malach Michael, the angel the Michael on the right.
And topping it, basically. And Rabbi Nachman says that first of all, we should all pray that we should not be in these situations. But he said that the world cannot exist without it, because when you put a person by himself in a room or in an island or whatever, he will go crazy because he will start to fight with himself. The human nature,
you gotta fight with something.
The human nature is to argue and fight and stuff. But you could use this energy of fighting to fight together.
Right.
Argue, how many times I find myself arguing with people we're on the same side, and
it's like the famous one.
We have two sides of the same.
It's like the famous one. The two guys who are always fighting with each other, right? They come and they say, you know what? Let's stop fighting. Let's just work together. Another guy says, great, against who?
Exactly.
So in this case,
so basically take your
evil
energy
kingdom.
and find ways to make those, to channel those human nature to do it in, first of all, Milchemes Hashem.
Right,
And second of all,
war of
channel
Hashem,
these arguments and these disagreements into Torah.
That's the main thing. And the main thing is the learning Torah. We bring about a victory of the kingdom of good in ourselves and in the world, and especially now that we need to give the kingdom of good. We need to give our people and our soldiers in Eretz Yisrael. We have to give them strengthening. The best way to do it, learn, even if a few minutes. We have no idea how valuable and how amazing what a few minutes of Torah study, just a few minutes, changes things in the upper worlds. Like
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know. Learning Torah a few minutes will change your life. Forget about everything else. I don't know. He's too high.
Changes everything.
Everything for yourself.
Yeah.
And you know what? I am selfish. I want to change stuff for myself.
Well, that's all you got to change is your world.
That's it.
Well, what other world is there? No, but it changes all the worlds, really.
Okay,
all of your worlds.
Okay. But I am focused on myself because through myself.
Well, that's the only thing you can change.
By changing myself and coming myself, first of all, you could reflect to others. If you cannot reflect to others if you are not there. So first of all,
you gotta
reflect, you got to be there. You know, as they say, Ezeu Gibor HaKovesh et Yitzro.
Who is a strong person? One who conquers his inclination.
Yes. But Al Pi Derech Chassidus, make a can make real self duchat, right?
Yeah.
Ezeu Gibor HaKovesh et Yitzro.
As he's the one who conquers somebody else's.
He is the real strong man.
Right.
So this is like, you know, like you always find yourself like judging people and stuff, and the day later you do exactly the same, you know.
Yeah,
so basically what I'm trying to say is that focus on yourself. Don't focus on all that. Focus on.
Listen, at the end of the day, you can't
try to do stuff because of it. You need to do it. Okay.
People say, I'm going to change the world. No,
you need to do it because of
you can change is you and what's around you.
The name of the podcast,
the complete
Simpleton. You need to do it in Tmimus and Pshitus, like what it says in the Torah. Don't try to find all the and this.
So don't get too smart. Also, don't outsmart yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, and God bless all of you. God bless you
next week. Same time, same hour, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe a little later.
Same place, different time. No, something. We'll
work it out.